Good evening, this is William, and welcome to the latest installment of I Was a Teenage Daydreamer, where I discuss mostly music, some literature, some film, and some random things that I enjoy, and hopefully you do as well. Tonight is another episode of All You Need Is One, where I pick one album from an artist's catalog, and I deem it the only one that I feel is necessary for your collection. They may have other albums that have bigger hits, or more appeal in some ways, but I feel like this album is either uh, the set of songs that I prefer, or they have a little bit different sound that I prefer over their normal sound. And many times it's just an album that happened to hit me at a certain time in my life. I latched onto it, and it's really the only one I've kept listening to. The other ones just didn't grab me in the same way. So tonight it is Alphaville Forever Young from 1984. This is the debut album of this German synth pop band. And of course, they are very well known for the title track, Forever Young. Members in the band at that time were Marion Gold, Bernard Lloyd, and Frank Mertens. Of course, Marion Gold, the vocalist with that extremely high and multi-leveled vocal range. Hit some lows, hit some highs, everything in between. It's always great, very emotive. And this is the only one with Frank Mertens, and he did not like the success, and it made him uncomfortable, so he bowed out after this album came out. But from what I understand, he is the one responsible for all those wonderful melodies on the keys and things like that. And that could be a reason why their other albums never really picked up for me. But yeah, like I said, title track, very well known, even if you don't know who the artist is. And I would say beginning in 1984 or 5, this was the class song for many a graduating class here in the United States. I know it was for either the class before mine or maybe 2 years before mine, and was probably so for at least another decade or so. But this is a song that is still recognized today, though I'm sure most people don't know who the artist is. But as for the album itself, I picked it up on cassette the summer after I graduated from college, and I loved it. Uh, all of these songs are synth pop gold. This is my favorite synth pop album. It narrowly beats out Aha's Hunting High and Low. But A Victory of Love starts off, moody and slow and just builds and builds and builds. And Marion Gold's vocals are part of that. The keyboard swells and the orchestration of rhythm and things like that. And then we go into Summer in Berlin, which is without a doubt my favorite song on this album. The vocals are just all over the place. It's very listful. It's very nostalgic. It's very reminiscent. And when I hear it now, it 100% reminds me of that first summer after college, picking up this album and just the freedom I felt, and the lack of like real responsibility, because I had a job that was just kind of a throwaway job. My rent was cheap. This is before cell phones and all that stuff. So I really didn't have a lot of expenses. And so the money I had, I could just do whatever I wanted. And I did. Then it goes into another hit from this album, Big in Japan, playing off the idea that hits are easy when you're big in Japan. And, the Japanese love music, and they love all kinds of music. And if you can get heard over there, then you will have a loyal fan base. Ask Queen for one. Ask anybody. They're just, or Cheap Trick, live at Budokan. And then probably my next favorite song on here is To Germany with Love. It's got some fantastic drumming in it, just a snare drum that just crescendos things and builds things, and it's all part of the dynamics and the overall excitement of this song. And then side one rather, closes off with Fallen Angel. And then side 2 opens with the title track. And, I've said these other 2 songs are my favorite. That does not mean that I'm sick of this one. This is a song that when I hear it once, I want to play it again. And same with those other 2 songs. But this is a beautiful song. It is timeless in every way. It certainly sounds like an 80s synth pop song, but it resonates now. And of course, as I get older, it hits hard, even more so every year, every year, every year. Beautiful song in every way. And, makes you think. Goes into In the Mood, which is a great moody type song. And when I'm thinking about this album and I haven't heard it in a while, I always think that side two lags a bit. And I'm thinking, well, why is it my number one album if I think it lags a bit? Because Hunting High and Low does not. And then I play it again, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, these songs are fantastic. Sounds Like a Melody, Lies, The Jet Set, again, vocal gymnastics from Marian Gold everywhere, but most importantly, melodies galore all over this album. Not only from the vocals, but from the synths, and just an overall feeling of not only nostalgia with this, but it still sounds really, really fresh today, even though this is a 40-plus-year-old album and dated in some ways. It's really not. It's really quite timeless. And if you are in any way a fan of Depeche Mode and New Order and Erasure and bands like this, and you're for some reason not familiar with anything but the title track, I really urge you to go out and get Alphaville's Forever Young on CD or vinyl or cassette, if that is what floats your boat. As far as their other albums, The Breathtaking Blue, Years in Utopia, Prostitute, they all have nice moments. And again, this is an album that hit me at a certain time, which is why I hold on to it and I think of it so fondly. And again, Merton's not being in the band anymore. I'm not sure who they replaced him with. There is a sense of melody that is not quite there. It's like they never quite achieved the same level of melodic grandeur that they did on this album. But there are some other great songs on their other albums as well. But this is the one that sticks with me. Again, my favorite synth pop album, Alphaville, Forever Young, 1984. Let me know what you think. If you like Alphaville, if you like other albums that you think I should check out, please let me know, and I will certainly do so. Click like and subscribe. I will be back with another All You Need Is One, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And of course, keep doing what you love.